Yo, what is good, family? Hope you all are having an amazing day. Let's kick it off with today's video. Basically, this is a continuation from yesterday's video. We broke down the trade before Christmas, and pretty much we had as a summary low, lower high, lower low, bullish break of a structure in the 4 hours time frame. Then we had liquidity below lows, liquidity above highs. Market took the lows, tapping into a demand area from an imbalance. And pretty much we said, all right, the very next bullish break and close above the last significant lower high is going to trigger the entry. And basically, market didn't even think twice. We marked up this last lower high, and that's pretty much the one that market used to give us the entry. Now, as I said yesterday, market could have done a new lower low to then do the bullish break of a structure, keeping that level in consideration and still be valid. But market behaved pretty well yesterday night and didn't make any lower low and respected the explained level of breakout. The trigger, as I was explaining, was the break and close above the level in the 1 hour. So this was the candle from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Therefore, the entry was executed at 9 p.m. In my case, around 9:05 because the alert got triggered. Yesterday was Christmas Eve. I was with the family, etc., getting dinner. So yeah, pretty interesting to be executing at those times. I actually love it. That's why I'm doing this specific follow up because pretty much from the 24th around midday, let's say in the morning, until New Year's, basically January 1st, we can have pretty good movements. This is like a very good range of the year to have pretty good entries. And I'm not saying that this entry must go to the exits. Actually, different possibilities we can have is obviously this one, which I'm gonna break down right now the targets. But basically, this entry can fail, of course. All right, this is still at full risk. It's not at break even. I have not taken partials yet. This is still at full risk, and this can still hit invalidation. That's of course. So if the setup eventually hits invalidation, I don't really care because as long as we are respecting the 4 hours low, we can still have pretty good bullish reversals. So if we have the new lower low, I will be, potentially looking for bullish continuations on this period of the year. Now, if the market keeps going lower and doesn't respect this 4 hours low and actually breaks it, then I will have the 4 hours from bullish now will be bearish, and I will completely shift my bias and we'll be looking for pullbacks to then potentially look for bearish breaks of structure to the downside and actually look for continuations, probably take November's low and keep going lower. And I will take this in consideration as a redistribution process to keep going lower. But everything relies on how we respect this area, specifically between 84,400 until the 86,000s. All right, that's a very important area for me to keep in mind. If we break this level, probably I will be looking to take this other level. So yeah, this area is crucial right now for price to be held. Now, regarding this bullish idea, what am I looking for? I'm looking for 88,900 at least. If price wants to go higher, I'm looking at least for the price to take this internal liquidity. Why do I say internal liquidity? Because my bullish range is this one. Therefore, this is not the higher high. The higher high is here. So this will be just internal liquidity from this range. All right. Then the next one will be 89,200. All right. In reality, I'm not looking for this as an exit level. I'm actually looking for this as the first target, which is also a 4 hours imbalance close. We have this candle. Well, basically this gap over here. Pretty clean also. The gap is closed right here with this candle, so pretty much 89,200 will be the first level, and obviously the second and last level will be the higher high, which correlates at 90,600. One thing that I like a lot is the price action we're having in the 4 hours. We have low, high, higher low, higher high, and also see how this candle is currently respecting this 4 hours point of interest. Not something I'm using right now to either re-enter or at risk, nothing. This is just to give context to the setup. This also makes sense, all right? DXY, let's go to DXY. Pretty bearish. Obviously, we have seen the Euro USD, GBP USD pumping, gold skyrocketing. So it makes sense that obviously DXY is leading everything because this is melting. And I will honestly want to see this still going lower. This is a high that makes a low. We are on a premium discount zone to boom, go lower and create new lower lows. The effect that we're having on gold, on silver, on Euro USD, all right, everything that we're having on every pair against the US dollar, it is time to see that on Bitcoin, because just check this out, all right? November has been super bullish for the euro. For gold, November, you tell me, all right? November, super bullish also for gold. Let's go for silver. All right, November, you tell me how November has been for silver. That's insane. That's actually insane. That's 60% increase in silver. That's awesome. Just look at this monthly. Insane. Let's go for euro. Right? You tell me how November and December have been. Right? Now let's go over Bitcoin. How November and December have been. Right? This is November and December on Bitcoin. So I'm not saying that this price right now must skyrocket. I'm just saying that Bitcoin is being correlated right now with the DXY, which actually doesn't make a lot of sense. What makes a lot of sense to me, and right here I'm just talking out loud, instead of looking at November and December, let's look at December again. Let's go for gold. All right, December specifically has been since here. Boom, again bullish, makes sense. Let's go again for silver. December, super bullish. Let's go for euro. December, super bullish. So every single asset is having the Christmas rally. Now let's go for Bitcoin. December has been a range. So if we look November and December, we have the massive downtrend. But if we only look at December, Bitcoin has been ranging. What this means, in my opinion, it's not that Bitcoin is correlated to DXY right now. It's basically simply that the DXY has been, first of all, ranging all the month, all the beginning, well, all the middle of December. First of all, we started with this range, right? Then we melted. Then another range. Then we melted. So overall, December has been pretty bearish for DXY, clearly. The rest of the assets, super bullish, makes sense. But Bitcoin has been a complete consolidation the whole month of December. So actually makes sense to understand that Bitcoin is ranging because no money is entering on Bitcoin right now, or crypto. Is entering on the rest of the assets such as gold, silver, other type of fiat against the US dollar such as the euro and the pound. And Bitcoin is still pending to be injected with all the capital for the Christmas rally. That's why I'm so interested on this bullish movement right now. But yeah, I'm talking too much. All right. See you guys on the live sessions. Remember that you have my Instagram on the description of the video. Basically, you can talk to my DMs and see we have available spots for the private group of students and have access to all my strategies on the intensive courses, all my live analysis sessions from Monday to Friday in English and Spanish, and also access to my private app where I send all my market ideas in Forex and crypto. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you took notes. Hope you had some value in it. And yeah, see you guys in the rest videos. Enjoy the Christmas. Enjoy this season of the year with your family and your loved ones. And don't forget to work as hard as possible to kick off 2026 as hard as you can. All right, guys. See you in the next videos. Let's get it.